All right, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in Yahweh's sight. He is our strength and our Redeemer. And it's in His name, which is His authority, that we pray, praise, proclaim, project, and protect His message. Amen. Amen. Hello, Shalom. Kofi. Habari. Jambo, mi mini Kofi. Nina Franco Kutana Nueve. Hola, mi nombre es Kofi. Buenos días o buenas noches. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Kofi. The list goes on and on. Osayu, Ni Hao, Namaste, for those who would say Hotep, etc., etc. We're thankful and grateful for you all for being on with us and spending a little bit of time today. And really just speaking on some things as far as, hey, Shalom, Beverly. I want to talk about side effects. Just ended up doing a duet with someone. Lips extremely swollen, saying that it came from taking the booster shot. And it's not just the booster shot you should be looking at or be worried about. It's really any kind of medicine that's chemical, right? We're dealing with side effects that come from all these different things. Once again, we give all praise and honor to the Most High Yahweh Elohim. I give all praise and honor to Him for my wife, the Honorable Maya, who lives a life that's able to be honored. We give honor to Him for each and every one of you, family, friends, Yashreel, Shwe Nation, Afrik, Akabalan, Cherokee, etc., etc., right? Thank you. We appreciate you for being on. I'm going to talk about side effects because that's the real issue. People don't want to have that conversation. People want to tell you you're crazy, you're bad, you're wrong, how dare you do this? And people talking about all this stuff. It's not just vaccine oriented, this conversation is, right? As much as people want to act like this conversation is vaccine oriented only, right? And shalom to everybody coming on. Come on in, family. We're not just talking about vaccinations in and of. Oh wow. Today's been a rough day. Minister Anais, I need to get to you ASAP. Wow, I apologize, sis. And we needed to talk about the prayer stuff today. That's totally on me. I'm saying that out loud just so that everybody knows it's on me. It's my fault. I apologize. Wow. I'm sorry. But yeah, when we're talking about stuff, we're talking about side effects and different things like that. We have to be in a position to recognize what's going on side effect wise. When people are talking about vaccines or anything, it's not just about the vaccine. It's about any kind of medication that's chemical. Yeah, I know. No excuse though, sis. I'll make good on it. I apologize. I'll reach out to you. But we're talking about side effects, and that's really the major thing. The major thing are these side effects. We need to make sure that when you're taking anything that's not natural or of your nature or deals within nature, that's natural, you're going to have side effects. If it's not wholly, holistic, whole, right, then it's going to have side effects, right? Think of think of a cup, and a cup has a hole in its side. If it's not whole, if it's holy, so to speak, or if it's, like Robin would say back in the day of the old school Batman, holy whatever Batman, holy cup Batman, and it'd be a cup with a hole in the side or something like that, right? When you're taking something that's not natural, that's not of nature, it's going to be something that has side effects. Whether you want to call it latrogenic effects, at the end of the day, if it's not something that's real, it's something that's going to cause side effects. And that's the problem that we've been having. That's why we promote tinctures. That's why we promote doing stuff as simple as drinking out of a copper cup, while we promote healthy eating habits, while we promote drinking a lot of water, while we promote getting out in the sun, making sure that your feet are able to get in the grass. Things that are natural are going to cause you to feel better and to live longer and to have less side effects. And that's really what we're dealing with, is the side effects that go with everything. People don't want to have that conversation, but real talk, that's what's going on, is the side effects. That's what's causing the sickness, right? Or outright something killing your body, and by killing your body, they're hoping they'll kill whatever the sickness is, right? So for example, in what I just said, somebody who's dealing with cancer, what's one of the main things they're going to do as far as cancer is concerned? They're going to try and get you to deal with radiation, chemo, right? Chemotherapy. Now they're saying it's therapeutic to have something chemo in your body, to have radiation going throughout your body, right? So when people die of cancer and they're going through chemotherapy, do you think they die of cancer or do you think they die of radiation? Do you die of the sickness, or do you die of the side effect? Right? Um, yeah, chemo kills, right? Same thing with a lot of the medication. People don't want to talk about the fact, well, if we were to just keep it 100, right? And some of you guys getting ready to take natural medicine too tonight, so you're going to go deeper into some of this stuff, right? But understand that more people are dealing with complications from side effects than they are from the actual sickness. And that's real talk. Like, more people are going to deal with the side effects of whatever they're going through, whatever medication they're taking. That's why somebody who starts taking one medication ends up taking 2 medications and takes up 4 medications, because you got to deal with the side effects that come with each medication. And then somebody is going to usually die of the medication. There's no such thing as a natural cause of death. We're talking about natural medicine, right? No such thing as a natural cause of death. Now, a lot of us don't think about that, right? Because we've heard for so long, oh yeah, they just died at a ripe old age. It was just their time. It was just a natural. No. There's no such thing as a natural cause of death. It's not in your nature. You know why? Because it's not in your nature to die. You weren't created to die. You were created to live forever. There's this thing called sin, though, that happened because of disobedience. And so now you deal with this thing called death. Now, death was created before even you were created, to make sure that if we got out of pocket, you wouldn't live eternally in sickness and hate and anger and frustration, and your body breaking down to where you just ended up kind of being something lifeless on the ground, but still had awareness, right? Because that's not how you were designed to live. Continuing getting older to the point to where your body breaks down and never comes back to what it's supposed to be. But death is coming because of lack of nutrients. Death is coming because your body can't hold on to nutrients. Death is coming because you now have a certain amount of days to test to see where you are, right? But exactly, Minister Nice, you are an eternal being. No such thing as natural death. It is not within your nature to die. Yahshua, when he died so that you might live eternally and have access to the kingdom, when he died to give you access to the kingdom and causing you to have eternal life, that's why you get access to a glorified body. You're now qualified to get back into a body that cannot experience death, because it was never in your nature to die. The body that you're inside of is not even in its full nature. Right? But some people might say that's too esoteric or something like that. So, we were to just go back to it. If you take any drug, prescription drug, drugs that are on the streets, drugs that are over the counter, right? Drugs that you might be sniffing or doing things like that in the home, right? People do all types of things with all types of drugs. Right? Chemical instead of natural things. It is designed to break down melanin. May I say that again? Because somebody in the back might not have heard that, right? Legit, right? And my sources for this are people like Dr. Leah Africa. So I comprehend that some people will say that this is not a great thing to think of, or it's not our resources, it's not our culture you're talking about. You're not talking about Western medicine. I sure am not. I'm trying to get you to comprehend and to understand that you are a natural being who has been taking chemical products. You eat chemical products, right? And don't even know if they're doing anything to you or not. People having fake sugar, right? When I worked at fast food restaurants and stuff, it was Splenda. Everybody wanted Splenda, and I forget what the other one is, right? Splenda's, and they'd have to take, and you'd see them. Literally, they'd be asking for like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, if somebody would have asked me for 10 Splendas, that was not a unusual request, because they needed enough of it to where it kind of did the same thing as sugar. But if Splenda's fake sugar, it means that when it comes inside your body, there's no cell that's actually going to try to eat it. So guess what happens? You have the fake sugar, it's in your body, it just sits there. Because the brain says, okay, this seems to be like sugar, so it says, let's go ahead and take it and put it in the right place. But everything that's supposed to take sugar and store it or digest it says, wait a minute, this isn't sugar, we're just going to leave this sitting here. And so your body gets sick, right? Your body gets sick because it's just sitting there. It's not natural. Eventually your body might try to do something with it, but it sits for a long time because it's not natural, right? And the same thing with chemical medication. It's not about the vaccine. It's about the side effects. No vaccine is natural. Think about this. Is it natural to stab your body? Just that in of itself, right? Let's stop making it so mystical, right? Yeah, aspartame is another one, right? Aspartame is what everybody's drinking usually when they have these diet sodas and everything, right? That's not natural, but they'll tell, especially women, get diet sodas. Is going to help you. Diet. First of all, soda actually stays in women longer than it does men. Diet soda is even worse. So you got a lot of women drinking diet sodas, going to the gym, talking about, I've been working out. You drinking too much diet soda. Stop drinking diet soda. Right? You have a side effect going on, but you don't know what the side effect is, or you don't recognize the side effect. Somebody told you this was something you should be able to drink. Well, if it's something you should be able to drink or eat, because if you're drinking, you're really eating, but it's something that's not natural. Going back to the any kind of shot that you get, right? Is it natural for your body to be stabbed? Just think about it on a common sense level. Is it a natural thing for your body to get stabbed? Right, violent medication. Of course it's not. And it's not even within your culture. It's not in your nature. Where did that come from, where people started doing vaccines? It came from Europe. And in Europe, I believe in England, I could be off on this, but in Europe for sure, they started stabbing things. But you know why? It's cultural. In their lifestyle, in their culture, if you get sickness, and they believe that sickness is attacking your body, right? So if something attacks your body, you attack it. Sweet and low's another one, Sister Beverly, yeah, right? So if something's attacking your body, then you attack what's attacking your body. You said, is there a natural substitute for sugar? Just have real sugar. The problem with a lot of people is not that you're having sugar. Like if you eat an apple, you're going to eat sugar, right? Has natural sugar in it. And by the way, you can be vegan and still be having too much sugar. Don't eat a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of fruit, or even vegetables that are going to have a bunch of sugar, but have real sugar. That's a problem. Like, there's, even for those of, I'm be honest with you, from time to time, I have soda. It's still if I'm not careful, it could be something that I drink too much of, especially when I'm on the road. I have to be careful because, on the road, especially usually we're driving, we don't do that as much flying as we used to. And so, when I'm driving a lot, it's easy to stop at the gas station, run and get a soda, especially if you're trying to stay awake. I don't really do coffee and stuff like that. So usually I run to the soda and all that. So I have to be careful too. I'm not saying I'm perfect in this, but, understand, even if you go shopping for soda, you can get, like, even if you're doing Coca-Cola, which is really bad for us, right? Because anything that can that can clean the battery off, caustic substances off of a battery, is probably something you don't want in your body, right? But, you can... you can take things like, like for Coca-Cola, for example, they have a Coca-Cola they make in Mexico only, right? So they have a Coke, you can literally that they make it, not only say Mexico only, but they make it in Mexico. They sell it in the United States of America. You can go and buy that. It has real cane sugar in it. It actually tastes different. It tastes really good, just like the other one does, but it actually tastes different. And it's real cane sugar. You said, what's wrong with coffee? I just don't drink that much coffee. Coffee runs through me. So since I don't drink it that much, I can't be sitting here having long trips and then I got to keep pulling over because I had some coffee. I'm not, but coffee can be healthy too, Coffee is something that's good for you. Make sure that it's natural. There's a lot of fake coffee as well. So read the ingredients, things like that. Organic sugar or just real sugar, cane sugar, pure cane sugar. Heck, if you're able to grow some sugar, that takes care of it right there. Now it is a little hard to harvest, I will admit, but grow some sugar and just eat sugar. If you're somebody that has to have stuff sweetened or whatever, you feel like just chew on some sugar, some real sugar. You can have a certain amount of sugar every day. There's nothing wrong with sugar. Just like, by the way, there's nothing wrong with cholesterol, right? How much cholesterol you're having is the point, or what kind of cholesterol, right? But there's nothing wrong with cholesterol. Matter of fact, you need a certain amount of cholesterol, or else your body's not going to act right. A lot of these diseases people have are actually based off the fact that they started telling you to have zero cholesterol. So people out here trying to have zero cholesterol diets, which is almost impossible, right? Or people talking about we need less calories or whatever. Your body needs calories to burn. Try to go to the gym and not have any calories. You're going to kill yourself, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, I only have 2,000 calories a day. Well, what if you're working out and you need to burn calories? Right, your bodybuilders, they eating calories all day, every day. Yeah, everything in moderation. And shalom to everybody who's coming on. You said, what about stevia? Stevia is natural, right? Yeah, stevia is natural. Stevia is great for you, But your body needs those things, right? But we're talking, but even going back to what I was talking about, right? Think about it. It's not natural to stab the body, but they'll tell you to go and get something to stab it into your body, and it's going to cause you to be well. Don't even think about what's coming through the needle. I'm just talking about, is it natural to stab yourself? Right? But we don't think about it. Nature. The nature of something. Agave, yeah. So we don't think about the nature of something. Natural is just talking about the nature of something. Your body is natural. Why are we going outside of things that are natural? Right? And when you start going outside of things natural, now you start having some issues, right? Because do you know that some of your relationship issues are coming from what you eat? Side effects. Oh no, this stuff doesn't come. Well, guess what? If you got a sugar rush or whatever, and you start feeling down or whatever, somebody might be saying something loving to you, but you are not in a place where you can receive it. Guess what? You might get frustrated or upset, and they didn't do anything wrong. Think about your children bouncing off the walls and stuff. Can they control themselves? But let's be honest. We talk about drugs like crack cocaine and all these different things or whatever. Real talk, y'all. Quiet is kept. Real talk. The planet is more addicted. I won't even say the planet. Western society, and really in the United States of America, probably Canada somewhat, and places like Mexico, some places in Mexico as well. People are more addicted to sugar or to bad food, right? Or even to bad medicine that's fake, than they are to crack cocaine or anything else. That's the worst addiction in the world. You want to see somebody's addicted to something? You want to see like what kills more people than cigarettes? Man, look up how many people die from sugar. Hey babe, how you doing? Thanks for being on. Thanks for sharing the live. My wife, once again, the Honorable Maya. You can follow her at BloomNFlourish, not A-N-D, but the letter N, BloomNFlourish, on TikTok, YouTube, her website, and Pinterest. And she'll be teaching natural medicine too tonight for those that'll be on with us, right? Oh hey, are you in Hawaii? Which island are you on? I used to go to Hawaii, the main island, and I used to live on Oahu. But thanks for being on. Right? These are all things that we don't take into account. Like we're doing a lot of stuff that's not natural. You want to know why sometimes somebody's just going off on you or whatever? See what they're eating. Oh, you on Oahu? Okay, cool. Yeah. So, there's a church over there I used to go to. This is what 2004, 2006. I used to play at and preach at and do Bible studies of Trinity Missionary Baptist Church. I don't know if the same pastor would be there or not. It was a new pastor coming in when I left. We left out in 2006. It was, at least at the time, I think it was the biggest black church in the island. So, nevertheless, though, right? It's a lot. We don't think about a lot of those things. We don't think about these things. You go there. I figured that's why I mentioned it. I don't know if you're in the military a lot. I know a lot of military cats were going there, or people who were retired military stayed and went there. I can't remember any names. I can remember faces, but they were changing. The pastor was Pastor McClendon at the time, and there was a gentleman that was coming in, dark-skinned brother. I want to say at the time was like in his 60s probably, or just turning 60. Bald head, was a little heavy set. He could look completely different now, though. I don't know if it's somebody different or not. And but anyways, these are things that. Okay, it's Pastor Cook. I think that was his name. Could have been. I don't know. Anyways, greetings though. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff that's going on there, right? Going on as far as this natural medicine piece. Sorry, I'm sitting there reminiscing about old days in Hawaii. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on, right? And you have to realize and recognize that. Okay, he's only been there 4 years. Okay, so it's not the same person, But you have to realize and recognize that there's a lot of stuff that people are trying to get us to do that's not within your nature. Like I said, it doesn't make sense for you to stab yourself, but somebody says stab yourself to make yourself feel better. No, it's fine. You're fine. Right? Somebody says stab yourself to make yourself feel better. Is that natural? Somebody says go to the doctor rather than make sure you take care of yourself. Does the doctor help you, or does the doctor practice on you? Doctors are practitioners. Is that natural? Right? Okay. If your child needed to pass a test, right, would you send them to somebody who's going to practice on your child to see what they can do to manipulate their mind and maybe get them to pass the test? Or would you go somebody that has a proven method to get it done? But when you get sick, they say go to the hospital or go to the doctor, go to the doctor's office, take your baby to the doctor's office. This doctor is a practitioner. He doesn't heal. He's not allowed to say that he heals, right? He practices on you. And hopefully while he's practicing on you, he has enough, stuff in him to where hopefully they'll, help you to feel better in the process of practicing on you. Is that natural? I mean, we got some mamas on here. Is that natural, mama? You would take your child somewhere and they needed to pass the test, and rather than somebody giving them a methodology to pass the test, they would say, we're gonna try some hypnotism on them to see if it gets them to pass. Now, if you're desperate, maybe hoping that your child needs to do something, whatever, maybe you try it, but it doesn't seem too natural, does it? But they're doing the same thing, right? If medicine's not whole, right? And the best medicine to get is medicine that's not patented, which means that if it's patented, they had to change the way that the Most High made it. Look up law. If the Most High created it, they cannot patent it. Right, putting chemicals in an organic body. It doesn't make sense. Right, watch this. Is your body designed to have something that is a disease put in it? Is your body supposed to accept disease? Now, your body can fight off disease if it comes into contact with it, but is it smart for you to put disease in your body? But a lot of vaccines, I'm not just talking about COVID, right? I'm not talking about just COVID. COVID, by the way, they say is not, depending on which company you're getting it from, is not necessarily supposed to be that, right? But a lot of the stuff that you're getting is them putting nothing but disease and sickness inside your body and saying that your body will learn how to deal with it. Are you supposed to inflict pain and disease and sickness upon yourselves? Is that natural or is it not? And then when you get something that's not made, look, when you're dealing with a pill or you're dealing with a herb, both of them are herbs, right? This is the part that they tell you not to, right? You said you tried natural birth. Those pains were way too much. After 5 rounds, you got a shot. See, I got to tread lightly on that because I'm not a sister. Right? So I wouldn't dare, first of all, even if you got a shot for that, I wouldn't dare get on you for that. But do you know like the whole birthing process is out of order? Right? The whole birthing process. First of all, you're not supposed to give birth on your back. There was like a French king or something like that, and he got off on watching children being born. Like there's actually people that write comic books and stuff, like, adult comic books, and they actually show birth stuff in the comic book or whatever, right? Like there's people that get off on all types of stuff, but there was a French guy got off and had his wives lay on their back, and then other people started trying it. Now people lay on their back. You're supposed to give birth in a squatting position. Matter of fact, when you are using the restroom, we've actually bought like stools and stuff to where we actually put our legs up while using the restroom. You're supposed to you're supposed to use the restroom using the same muscles, and for the most part, that you use to use the restroom when you give birth. That's why, ladies, when you give birth, a lot of times there might be some a little bit of defecation that comes out, and when it touches the baby, it actually starts the baby's immune system. The immune system says, "Oh, I got to get growing." Right? Because something touched me and it's foreign and it seems like it's going to cause sickness. But a lot of babies don't deal with that. And then what they do is they give the baby medicine and stuff. They were even giving babies, like newborn babies and stuff, 2 days old, 2 weeks old, giving them stuff like Motrin all the time. I remember when I was in the military and they were trying to give baby Motrin and stuff like that. And, no, we ain't doing all that. But that's something they were pushing. And so now you got all these children that deal with seizures and different things now that on levels they never dealt with before, because their immune system never kicked in. And then you gave them something chemical rather than letting something natural occur. A newborn baby can have fevers higher than us. Newborn baby can have a fever 104 to 108. It's not something we want, right? But I'm just saying, and I'm not saying we shouldn't try to break the fever, but they can have a fever of 104, 108 as long as they're still moving. As long as they're still active, that's their body trying to get things together. Now, if the fever's there too long, then you might want to consider an emergency situation, something like that, but you're not supposed to, right? But it's not natural. Your body is naturally. Check this out. We say this stuff all the time, but we don't use it in our everyday life. Your body is what? Fearfully and wonderfully made. 105 causes seizures. Yeah. So your body is what? Fearfully and wonderfully made. That literally means fear is what? Respectfully. When the Most High made you, he made you with the utmost respect for his creation and for what he had a calling on your life and what you were going to do with the free will that you had. He made you fearfully, respectfully, and then wonderfully. He looked at you and it was a wonder to him. That's why in Barashit's Aleph, Genesis chapter 1, right? When he made man, that's the first time he doesn't just say it's like me. When they say good, that's a Germanic deity, like good, God, all that. It actually translates to, you were made, it was very much like me. In the beginning, Elohim made the heaven and the earth without form and void. Darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the spirit of Elohim moved upon the face of the water. And Elohim said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And Elohim saw the light, that it was like him. Not that it was good, that's the term they put in there, but it was like him, right? But when he came to you and he made you, for the first time, he stopped saying it's like. So when he made, when enlightenment came and everything, he said, man, that's like me. When, he split the waters and put the rakia in between, he said, man, that's like me. When he had the earth come out of the water and had seed in it, he said, man, that's like me. When he made the sun, the moon, and the stars, right, to be able to shine, and now you have photosynthesis and you have chlorophyll and all these things going on, and magnesium and all this stuff going on. He says, man, that's like me. When he made birds in the sky, when he made sea dragons, sea literally translated to sea monsters and different things going on, he said, man, that's like me. But then when he got to you on the sixth period of time, right, when he got to Yom Vav, or the sixth day, the sixth period of time, guess what he said? He said, oh, that's very much like me. He said, that's very much like me, right? Or you would have in your translations, it's very good. It's very much like me. He respectfully, fearfully, and wonderfully, he was excited and thought like, man, I'm never going to make a bird. Think about that. When the Most High made you and he made your body, when he made you, he said, man, I'm never going to make another person like that. Like he was excited, right? When he made the Honorable Mind, he was like, yo, man, there's never going to be anybody that's like her. Make the tinctures that she made, have BloomNFlourish rolling like she does, changing lines initiative, be a mother to Solomon the way that all these things. He was like, I'm never going to make anybody like that. That's why he had to be careful, and he has to get on me all the time, because he's like, how you treating my daughter I created, right? Like he'll never make another one. He'll never make somebody like you. You have to recognize that about yourself, that there will never. There's even an old jazz song I used to like a lot. There will never be another you. The lyrics to it are amazing. Are great when you get a chance to listen to it. But like he fearfully and wonderfully made you, and yet for some reason we keep looking for everybody to deal with us outside of the level we were made. You were made to be so natural, to be so much in your nature, that the only thing that should be touching your body is of your nature. If it's not of you, then it shouldn't be something that you should be trying to use. It's just natural, right? And once again, if something's not whole, if you're taking a pill or if you're taking herbs, either way, you're taking a herb. But when they give you the pill, they have to change it. And they change it from its natural components, this natural combination. And when they do that, that means there's going to be a side effect. There's going to be a hole in the side, so to speak. And so there's going to be things that you're supposed to get, but you're not going to get because there's pieces missing. And when there's pieces missing, you have side effects. You said, why did we go against the Most High back then so much? The same reason why a lot of people go against the Most High now. A lot of people believe that they are able to do stuff without him, or they're chasing. We talked about it in the Revelation series in part 22 on this rising. There's a lot of people out there who are just like, you can give them all the stuff that they need. You could write it down for them. You could show them how it works, all these things. But some people believe that, hey, I'm the answer to everything. That's it. That old saying that we talked about a while ago, right? They say it's an Asian proverb. I think it's an African proverb, but nevertheless, he who does not know that he does not know is a fool. Shun him. He that knows that he does not know is teachable. Teach him. He that knows that he knows is wise. Follow him, right? And a lot of people are in the first two, are in the first category. A lot of people don't even know that they don't know. I see all these arguments. I saw, bro. I'm not gonna say his name, because he's one of my TikTok friends or whatever. And at some point, I hope to meet him in person. I keep talking about one of these days on the road while traveling. I'm gonna stop and see if I can pull up. And I just always forget. Great spirit, great guy. I watched him try his hard. He was floundering. He was all over the place, trying so hard to explain why the CDC changed their stance yet again. And he was trying to blame it on people that didn't take the vaccine. He called us anti-vaxxers and all this stuff. And I was just listening to him, and I was like, bruh, he was like, well, the CDC has to cave to the federal government because all these anti-vaxxers, they're writing letters to their governors and to their representatives. And I was sitting there thinking, like, you don't even know that the CDC's not even really an American entity. Like, the CDC was made by the Senate. But the Senate allowed the CDC, created the CDC to be what? The Senate created the CDC to literally be a for-profit, non-profit organization. It's a worldwide organization. They get donations from everybody around the world, and they do their own thing, right? So the CDC tells the federal government what to do because the Senate made the CDC on purpose. Now, the CDC follows families and stuff that are in the Senate and stuff. But remember, the Senate ain't running nothing. They're just public servants. They serve the private and public citizens alike. And so these private corporations, they serve them before they serve you. That's why you got to learn how to be a private citizen so that they'll start serving you, right? The United States corporation doesn't serve the public. It serves the private. It serves the public as far as anybody that belongs to the government. You'll do whatever the government says. The private has to be protected, though, by the United States of America, right? And anyways, that's a little off to the side, right? For those who are taking sovereignty or have taken sovereignty with us or are sovereign, you know what I'm saying. So it gets to be a place like where people start trying to figure out unnatural ways to defend the unnatural things that are done to you. You got to know your nature. We keep going outside of our nature. The nature, watch this, the nature of the thing that's created takes on the characteristics of that which created it. And yet here we are created and keep trying to figure out how to go away from our creator. Can you turn that down some, please, Sal? So anyways, but I'm going to get ready to take my leave. Those who are taking natural medicine too, we're about to send the link out to you all. So just be patient with us. We'll get that out to you in a matter of minutes. Thank you so much for being on. And just hold on to that, right? These side effects, they affect your physical body. They start affecting your emotional self. They start affecting your relationships. One of the things that I can't even remember the link, or else I try to share it if I could. I haven't been able to find it in a minute, but there's if you want to look up, if you want to type in on YouTube, if you type in like Dr. Laia Africa, and then type in type in racism, I think. And he doesn't talk about racism, even though he talks about racism from, the systemic thing. He talks about the fact that food actually causes certain people to act a certain way. And he was like, if you go to certain countries that deal with a lot of racism, and because racism is a system, but it also comes from a sick place, a sick mind. He said you'll discover that they don't have certain foods that you need, and if you don't have these foods, they call it, bipolar or schizophrenic and stuff like that. If you're somebody that doesn't eat those foods in any country, he said you would end up doing things like that. So it affects you in many different ways in your life. How does one sign up for the classes? Just reach out to us, DM us, or one easy way you can just reach out to us. I got to take my leave, so I'm not gonna be able to leave this up long. So when you see the information come above my head, just take a screenshot real quick, get in contact with us, and we'll set you up. All right. My wife, she's gonna be teaching natural medicine 2 tonight, so she's an excellent teacher. I teach natural medicine 1, that she takes it to the next level. She's she's the herbalist, the healer, the chemist, the biologist. Has so many gifts and different things that she brings. But these are some places you can go real quick to be able to figure out some information. Get in touch with us, and we'll make sure that happens for you. We appreciate it so much. Thank you guys who are on Patreon as well. As always, we have your daily stuff on. We actually did a little video longer than usual. It was suggested to us that we do something on trust issues. So we have something on trust issues for today. So if you want to go on there and look that up, feel free to do that. We appreciate you doing so in advance. And I don't even remember what the picture's about today. I got a picture on there about something. I think it was about something I saw Consciously talking about on a Twitter post, and it's actually pretty in-depth conversation. I ask you guys what you think about it. So if you get a chance, go look at those things. We appreciate it. Patreon, for us, the patrons only pay $5 a month. The $5 a month helps us and blesses us to be a blessing to people around the world, and to do what we do. To eventually, as we start making a little more, hopefully through the middle of this year, we'll start being able to push some of that even towards YLP 83 to make sure that we can make up whatever gaps that we might need to make up, or even do a little extra. So we thank you guys. We appreciate you all. Thanks for being on with us. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedules. We don't take it lightly that you do. As always, once again, check out my wife, the Honorable Maya, on at BloomNFlourish, not A-N-D, but the letter N, Bloom and Flourish. We want you to remember to be hearers of Yah's word. Also, though, study, meditate on it, pray about it, and so that you can become doers of it as well, so you can execute what it is that's been shown today, and you can see if what I'm saying is true, right? Study to show yourself approved, then bring it before the Most High, right? That you can begin to be a workman and need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Thank you so much. And we'll see some of you guys in class later. If not, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern New York time. And we're thankful. We're appreciative for you all. Thanks for being on. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you for the love you guys are showing. As always, this has been Pastor Kofi, Pastor Servant of Christ. We are always changing lives one mind at a time, but being a voice of the voiceless and speaking the unspoken. Until I have the great privilege, opportunity, and responsibility of being in front of you all again. Please remember, as always, that you are loved, you are necessary, you are majestic, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and you, which is all of us working together, will be the reason why people who are in this system no longer have to be of it. Shalom, family. Take care.